Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. 'Twas the night before Christmas, for reals though. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a mother smack at it. Bye-ya, bye-ya, bye. Orale, you can tell by that thumbnail right there, in a menudo style, a pozole style, a tamale style, however you're getting down for Christmas, in that style, homes, and a direct fashion, we're going to get straight into it. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, homie, not even the mouse. Mom's at the whorehouse and dad's smoking grass when I just settled down for a nice piece of ass. When all through the night I heard a big click, and I knew in that moment it must be Saint Nick. He filled our stockings with pretzels and beer and a big rubber dildo for that waffle the queer. Orale, we're going to get straight into it. Now trip out. Watch out. I wanted to tell you guys a story about Christmas Eve in the penitentiary, in prison. So I'm doing time out of state, man. And just like any other story when it comes to Christmas, we're trying to be as festive as we can. You know, it's hard when you're locked up, you're incarcerated, to be festive. You know, out here, you have your children, your familia, you know, tamales are popping, the roasted goose, or however you get down, whatever it is that got you cracking and got you popping and got you happy, then that's what you're going to do. A lot of different families have different family traditions. Some people, bah humbug, and in that fashion, they just don't do nothing. So it's okay, guard, what are we going to do today? Nothing, bitch. Oh, all right, shit. Then you get your fish on for a sopa. But for the most part, you know, what goes on out here in the real world compared to in that world are two different things. I'm going to tell you a story today about something that occurred on Christmas Eve while I was incarcerated. So to many of us locked up, you know, we were trying to be festive. We're going to get down with spreads, spread the holiday cheer. You know, there's a lot of authors in there that are doing life. They're not trying to put up with the nonsense and the bullshit. So it's a day of reflection. It's a day of relaxation. If you can get on the phone, hit your jefita up, hit your people up, you know, then that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Kind of just take your mind outside of the walls just for that particular day, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. You know, it don't mean much to a lot of people that are in there that are doing time, that have done a lot of time. It's just another day, right? But deep down, way deep down in the black pit of their heart, they care. You know, there's vatos in there that really care, and they're thinking about it. You know, thinking about what motions their family are going through and what they're going through. Now you got to understand, you have to be able to divide and conquer. You have to be able to divide and conquer the mentality of, hey, I'm not out there, I'm in here, I can't be with my peoples. But at the end of the day, homes, I did this to myself, so I got to do what I does, cuz, right? Divide and conquer. Divide your bullshit and conquer the real. That's the part of being a man, homes. Not a lot of people are going to tell you. Knowledge you can't get in college, not trip out. So this particular day, man, we had woke up, me and my celly. We had plans. We had went to Cantina, got our packages. We ordered the special little Zuzus and Wham Whams. We were doing the hot cocoa. We're making what is called a Cadillac, right? A Cadillac consists of some hot cocoa. We threw a Snickers bar, some peppermint patties up in that motherfucker. And, of course, some Taster's Choice. Yeah, we're doing it big. We had the Taster's Choice, not the Folgers, right? And we're sipping. You know, we're sipping. That's how we woke up. That was what our morning was going to proceed as. You got to understand, it was a whole different state, different get down. It wasn't a mandatory yard issue. Of course, motherfuckers did hit the yard mandatorily. Is that a word? Mandatorily. It is now, right? Mandatorily hit that yard just to let everyone know, man, and make your presence be felt. But on this particular day, we were going to sip some fucking hot cocoa, kick back, post up, and get ready to start cooking. Now, our whole get down was going to be, we were going to make burritos for all the homeboys on the compa. For all the homeboys in the building, we were going to make burritos, and we were sure that they were doing other things. We had homeboys making cakes, homeboys making pies. See, Simon, the pie game was real in there, right? Homeboys that were making pizzas, jailhouse pizzas. We had fucking the wet burritos cracking over here. Homeboys were making the traditional spread. We were all going to get a little taste, a little bite. So we were going to do our thing. We were all going to exchange our gifts. Gifts meaning, here's your burritos. What do I got, right? Coming. A couple sodas, and bam, wham, bam, thank you, man, right? And it's all good. The only thing we weren't going to get was a torta, you know what I mean? Unless you got a visita, and then you can get a little on the cuts. Now, this day, I noticed looking outside of my cell, the white guys, sprinkle in the woods, brother. It's a wood story. They were acting a little suspicious, meaning, you know, they weren't as festive. Usually the white guys would be out there in the day room, cutting up fucking jalapenos, cutting up, I said the jalapeno game, right? Cutting up their whatever they had going into their bland ass spread, but they were going to do it. They definitely were going to do their thing. But this day, they were on point. And you could tell when you're in prison, did that much time, when you see something, you know something's going to crack, right? So they were on point. So I looked at my celly and I told me, hey, it looks like the guys are going to do a removal, Holmes. He said, the Woods are going to do a removal, brother? I said, yes, they are, brother. Right, dig it. They were about to get into removal mode. What type of removal? One never knows, does one. But the wind blew this particular day. Bang, bang, right? So you can see them. They're all wearing the heavy jackets. They're all getting ready to do something. And I figured it would be a pegada on one of their own. That's usually how it goes down. You know, if there's some tension, we were already felt the tension. We would have been on point out there, posted up like thumbtacks, like what it do, Humps? You want to get off where you're mad at. And we're going to handle our business just the way it is. Nothing personal, only business, but we're going to get up close and personal because that's the business. You feel me? Spectacular vernacular. Anyway, so trip out. These Vatos, the movement and the way that they're coordinating, they had two guys post up in one corner. You had another guy, couple guys posted up in another corner. They made sure that this day room, they were all on point, right? Now, you understand, I'm looking at it from a distance because just like the state of California, the way that this place went, a lot of the white guys and the Southsiders function on one side of the day room, whereas the blacks, others, and Norteños and any other people that were worthy of the cause function on our side. So I'm looking for a little bit of a distance. My cell just happened to be on the Norteño side of the day room. So I'm looking. Hey, and then the white guy goes this way, and then the white guy goes that way, right? And I'm thinking, damn, on Christmas Eve, these Vatos are cutthroat. But you need to understand, man, prison doesn't stop for anybody. Doesn't matter what day, what time. If you blink, they're going to put something in that shit that stink, right? And that's just how it is. No one cares. And even doing something on Christmas Eve, the cops' guard is down. The cops are thinking, nah, ain't no one going to do shit. Everything is good. You know, COs are whistling. They're about to go get some prime rib dinner and a mean-ass mom one from a fat chick. Hey, everyone's happy here. You know, you got your lifers that are miserable and they're in the cell reading Reader's Digest, just trying to fucking live. And then, of course, you got the others that were over there, man, making them a nice smooth-ass spread. You know, they're making some sweet and sour or whatever they had going on. Southsiders were, of course, doing their thing like they do with their posters posted and getting their grub on. So anyways, I'm looking, and my homeboy walks by my cell, and he goes like this, like, keep on point. I said, next cell unlock, I'm coming out, bro. You know what I mean? This hot pickle's going to have to cut itself. Homeboy, I'll be out there. Of course, as soon as the next unlock came, they would have periodic unlocks here. I stepped out. Me and my celly stepped out of the cell. Spent on a Tito. We weren't here earlier, but the way that our rhythm worked, right, we were trying to get it together. So we're on the late frame. It's Christmas Eve, Vato. Forgive us. Yeah, you Vatos act like you can't function. You Vatos act like you can't function. We can. Can you? Can I can, right? I can. We can. We all can when we can, right? So bam, we came out and there we are. We're posted up. We're just looking. We're not trying to make it too obvious because, of course, the tower is going to look. They're going to read body language. You don't want to dry snitch, not to get down. So we're still acting festive and saying, yeah, you see that shit? Look at that white guy. He's on there. He's fucking, I think he got a big old piece sticking out his asshole, right? This is what we're doing. And quietly as it's kept, we were right on point with our mentality and what we were thinking. You know, you could tell the white guys were going to make a move. Even the brothers was looking like, man, these white boys going to fuck our spread up. They're going to get us all selled in. They're starting to put their shit in bowls all mad. Man, I don't know why we let these white dudes, you know what I mean? They always fuck it up. And exactly, that's what was going to go down. Of course, they were going to lock everything down. And knowing the placas, like I know the placas, man, they're going to keep us on lockdown. They're like, oh, you guys want to mess up Christmas Eve for you guys yourselves? Well, be the Wawosos and do it. You know what I mean? And of course, we will. And that's just how it is. You can't tell the next group or the next man. You can't dictate no one else's program. Politics deem that, hey, they do what they does, cousin. You do what you do. And you better say it with your chest like Wes Watson. Period. So we're posted up watching. And of course, we see the move. We see the victim before he sees it. There's this white guy, skinhead, man, kind of a bigger dude. And I had noticed for the past week or two, man, there was some type of confliction going on between him and his people. I seen them in a slight argument. His celly had moved up out of his cell, which to me, that was a cowardice act. You know, usually your celly would get off on you, be the first one, the first line of defense to take flight, or the first line of offense, forefront. But he got out of there. So they were basically ostracizing this dude. They were leaving him on his own. But this particular day, he was in the middle, and I seen all the hitters and all the different bangers around him coordinating this plot. And I was like, damn, they're going to do this on Christmas Eve. What I didn't know, and I'm going to give you guys the backstory, the allegedly backstory, right, was that this individual was one of the guys that was bringing in Clavo, right? He was one of the guys that was hitting all the time. And just like any other place, man, when you're hitting, you're the man. Oh, you're the man. Everyone's like, yeah. Everybody wants to shake your hand. Everybody wants to, you know what I mean, be around you because you're hitting. You're that one. But just like any other place you go, even in life in general out here, there's going to be haters. There's going to be people that want your position. There's going to be people that envy you because of what you got going on, because you got, you know, the new TV, you got the new fucking Air Force Ones on, your sweats are crispy, you got the new wife beaters on, and they're looking bow-legged like bow-legged Louie, right? So they want what you have, instead of just participating and functioning with you and embracing the fact that you're that one, Holmes, and just being happy to get what they can get, because everybody was eating, the white guys was having it their way. No, somebody in particular wanted his shine, you know, and that's life. Everybody's always hating on the next man to get their shine. So he had been in a wreck, meaning something he was supposed to bring in for someone else came up short. So he was supposed to bring something else in. Whoever was bringing it into him couldn't do it. I don't know the intricacies of the details, but you guys can kind of get the picture. This Vato made a boo-boo. He made a mistake, right? And I'm not talking about mierda. So, no shits here. No squirts. No Hershey squirts. That's it. So this Vato, he's over there trying to plead his case, but it's already a done deal. If you know prison, like I know prison, a lot of other people, so you know prison, I know prison. We know prison, spelled it. Prison, right? It's too late. The talking is over. The time for talking is not now. You know, we're about to be, are you not entertained? The Woods are about to entertain us, most definitely. But to what degree of entertainment we're going to get, I'll never forget. Again, it's Christmas Eve this particular day. So everyone now is on point. Everyone don't forgot about the hot pickles. They don't forgot about the sopas. They don't forgot about the frijoles that they got with the queso cooking. That just sounds good, man. J Hands, I will be making my spread video this week. I will retaliate. That was a good one. You're going to feel a great one. So anyways, trip out. Let's get back to the story. This white guy's, he's starting to notice. He's starting to look around like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Because at one point, man, he was that one. I don't know if he was their llavero, but he definitely was the one to put people in this type of position. So now he's on the outside looking in, or on the inside about to get thrown out. And he knows exactly what time it is. So he's plea bargaining. He's pleading his case with a couple big ass individuals, and they're not trying to hear it. They're going with emotions like, yeah, dog, I feel you, brother. But, you know, the way we chop wood, brother, you know what I mean? You know, it's just definitely not going to work out. Now, what I didn't know, what I'm going to tell you guys now, I come to find out later after the fact, was this guy was sitting on some clavo, meaning he had ingested some clavo that he was giving him the bullshit story that he couldn't shit out, right? Now, this has happened on many different prisons, many different occasions. It's, you know, stories that you probably heard from other people and it's told. It happens repeatedly. You know, vatos go, they're supposed to pick something up for someone else. They're talking about, oh, it's going to take a couple of days to come out. Just wait and I can fucking let it out, right? And then they wiggle. They piece you up. They throw a kite and then they get to a different yard. Now they got the clavo and they're doing big things. Again, remember, this individual was having it like that. So I don't think he was bullshitting in the game. I think something was definitely wrong here. You know what I mean? He had indigestion. The vato needed some Alka-Seltzer, allegedly, right? Some Pepto. So he's doing whatever he does. And I found all this out after the fact. Of course, I'm not over there in the white guy neighborhood tripping out on him. I'm just watching him from a distance, just waiting for this pegada to happen to see how this lockdown situation is going to affect me getting my wet burrito from the homeboy down the tier. So I'm right here, and the guards are watching now. You know, everyone's on point waiting. Now, usually in a situation like this, an IGI, meaning they're the internal gang investigations, they would come in, you know, black patches and everything. Remember, Bo, I'm out of state, but they did have the IGI there. They would come in and shut down shop. Hey, everybody get in their cells, search whatever cells they needed to, and shut the program down. This is usually what would happen. So we're all waiting on that. We're like, well, who's going to move first? What's going to happen? Well, let me tell you, one of the white guys stands up, one of the bigger dudes, and tells that dude, hey, let me get at you in the cell. He should have seen it coming. He should have seen it coming. He didn't, right? There was already 3 or 4 white guys in a cell waiting on him. The moment that this guy got up to go to a cell, he gets cut in the back of his head. Right here on the back of his head, he gets whacked, and he goes like this to grab it, and they throw a fucking sheet over him and drag him into the cell. Now, the cops did not see this happen. When he gets dragged in the cell, they had stuffed the door, meaning that they had put, like, I don't know, some cardboard or whatever in the door to stuff the lock. They pushed this guy in there, and everybody got to doing some bad things to him. Now, what they actually did, man, and I don't even know if YouTube is going to sanction this. They might be mad at me, right? What they did is they proceeded to cut this guy open to get the clavo up out of him. Meticulously, it took a long time. This guy did succumb to his wounds eventually, you know. These guys did it very viciously and violently. After they did this, and I guess they got whatever they were searching for, and maybe a piece of a heart and shit, maybe a lung, they picked this guy up and they literally threw him out of the cell. When I say threw him, I mean he went flying out of the cell. We were like, oh shit. Because we didn't know what was going on in the cell. They were in there for about 20 minutes. Now, the placas were looking. This guy was not screaming. It wasn't loud. Like I said, they were very meticulous. They was in surgery, right? The vatos was in there doing their thing very quietly. So the placas were still focused on what's going on. It was crazy because the moment that they dragged this dude in, the atmosphere changed. Everybody was back to, gotta get up, gotta get chopping up their carnes and fucking doing their thing, crushing up sopas. The blacks was like, oh, that white boy dead. Better him than me, right? Because they were just doing their thing and we were tripping like, oh shit, what's going to happen in there? Because we knew it was going to affect our program. Everyone else was acting like, okay, problem's going away. Problem ain't went away. Problem's in cell 16 fucking getting whacked, right? When they opened that door and threw this guy out, that's when the alarm hit. Down, man down. They didn't even say get down. They just said man down. This vato came out in pieces. Here's an arm. Here's a leg. Here's a wing, right? They threw this guy out. And these guys just walked out of the cell covered in sangre, man, not even tripping. The guys that got their shit wiggled. They went back to their cells. And about 3 or 4 little young white guys, man, individually took the sacrifice that I guess was necessary for them to obtain their objective, which was to rise in the rankings of whatever they were doing, their cause. Like some straight savage soldados on Christmas Eve, right? I was like, damn, they were like, sell in. I said, shit, you ain't lying, right? I walked over there. This vato was already... he was done. You know, it was silent night for him. You know, they wouldn't let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games no more. He was done. The crash dummy team came in, man, the SWAT or whatever you want to call them. You know, the CERT team, they came in, they snatched everyone up. These guys, man, literally were just sitting there at the table, you know what I mean, drinking fucking a soda with sangre all over him. This dude's just fucking bleeding out, done. And that was it. It was Christmas Eve, you know. They did put us on lockdown for about 3 days, so we did spend Christmas Eve as well as Christmas. There was a whole lot of fishing going on. The cool part was the placas didn't really trip off the fishing. They let us fish, so we were able to fish pretty much everything that we wanted. Everybody got. And it was actually one of the better Christmas Eves and Christmas days that I ever had because you didn't have to stress. You didn't have to stress on the motion of the yard. You didn't have to stress on if something else was going to go down. Whatever happened already happened. You know, was there going to be repercussions or ramifications for it? Usually not within your own people. That's their cleanup, Hums. They did what they did. I'll tell you right now, there was a couple white guys in the cell, hiding a motherfucker, right? Shit, they were happy. The other ones, man, they were dwelling in the lab 24/7 in the oil, but I'm sure that's where they wanted to be. And the other guy, man, he went to which you never return. You know, he went down that chimney and they had the fucking fire on, burnt his ass. I say that to say this, the story, you know, Christmas Eves in prison, Christmas days in prison are totally different than what we expect out here. Out here, man, it's about being with your loved ones, being with your family. In there, anything can happen. If you have family or loved ones that are in there, man, and they do give you a call, you know, send them a little a card, man. Send them something, man, enlighten their day, brighten their day. Let them know, you know, that ain't all that they have, that they definitely have much more out here and people that care about them. Sometimes I regret some of the situations I involved myself in, or some of the situations I put myself in, or things that my family went through without me. But that's just part of the game, man. When you're out there living that life and you're out there in the struggle and you're believing in the struggle and you're moving forever forward in the struggle of your cause, what else is to be expected? You know, if you think everything's just gonna be fine, everyone's gonna think I'm a gangster, now everyone's gonna think you're a poop butt. They're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. That I guarantee you. But anyways, yeah, Vato got smacked on pretty bad and all that over some drogas, but that's part of the game and that's just what it is. And I'll never forget that Christmas Eve till to the day I die, till my liver's out, right? But like I said, it's crazy because it's the good and the bad, the yin and the yang. You know, although that was horrible, none of us shed a tear over it. We're just like, damn, they wasn't playing, huh? Hey, bro, hand me that fucking can of beans. That's just how it was. Anyways, with that being said, I want to wish you guys all a very Merry Christmas. I know this was kind of a crazy story to tell on Christmas Eve when you're all with your familias. You guys are probably watching it on your TVs, but tell them I said, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. That's just life. That's what it is. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Business. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And the realest and the illest, I said, ba-ya-ba-se-ba. That's right. Anyways, man, I hope that you get everything that you move with a purpose. That's called hustling. Go get it for your familia, especially on this Christmas Eve. If you have to get out there, get that last minute Christmas present, I rock with you, my brother. You already know. Hit that thumbs up one time for your mind if you fuck with your boy. If not, you can hit me with that thumbs down. Heavy's gonna be the head that wears this Los Angeles Kings crown. Gretzky. I'm going to continue to struggle and strive for what I truly and honestly believe in. That's the coming together of all peoples. I tell you these stories not to shock you. I tell you these stories not to glorify it. I tell you these stories because this is real. This really happens, man. While everyone's sitting out here sipping fucking canela and drinking horchata and thinking it's all good, there's vatos in there talking about, my liver, my spleen, just like that. The gun. Bang, bang. Merry Christmas.